Hi again, everybody. In this lecture, we are going to look at the last part of a product listing, and that's what we call the product description. The product description is way down the page here. Here we are. And this is it here for this listing. The product description is the least important part of your listing. Because it's so far down the page, it tends to get skipped by a lot of customers. So they'll look at the images, the title, they'll read the bullet points, maybe only the first 2 or 3 bullet points. Then they'll scroll on down and they'll be looking at the reviews. And it's very easy to scroll straight past the description. Nevertheless, just because it's the least important part of the listing, you still need to make it the best it can possibly be. Because if only 15% of your potential customers read your product description, that's going to help that 15% convert into an actual buyer. If they're reading the description, it means they're still trying to find out, is this the product for me or not? So the description still deserves as much effort as everything else on the page. This is an example of a description that has just been typed in as is. There's absolutely no formatting, which means that it goes right across the page. It's not easy to read. It's all just one big jumble. That's an example of how not to do it. This next one here, and this is some kind of gadget for winding up string or wool. This is a bit better because this seller has separated the text out onto 4 lines. Now that is a lot easier to read. This next one here, and this is, actually, I don't know what this is. I know what it's supposed to do. It's a yarn ball winder, but I can't even imagine how it works. Anyway, never mind. Let's go down and have a look at the description. This is much, much better. This seller has also used bolding to create some headlines. And this seller has also separated the text out into paragraphs. The only thing I would say about this description is that a couple of the lines, this one and this one, are going too far across the page. So if it was cut off about here and then goes on to a new line, that would be a lot better. Even so, this is much, much better than the previous descriptions we looked at. Now let's take a look at this one. This is a set of paints, set of acrylic paints, and this is even better again. So once more, this seller has used bolding to create some headlines. This seller has separated the text into paragraphs. This seller has also used these dashes to indicate that these are like bullet points. This line here goes a little bit too far across, but all in all, this is a very good description. Formatted very well. What about the content? What do we put in the description? Well, we put everything that has not gone into the title and the bullet points. And it's okay to repeat some of the information that was in the bullet points or the title as well in the product description. But overall, you should make sure that everything is covered that is not already covered in the title and the bullet points. And if you look what this seller has written here, the secret behind every great artist is expression in each paint brushstroke. That's just a really nice touch. This has really got nothing to do with the product. This is not about the product, but you know, that's okay in the product description. You can put things like this in the description, not so much in the bullet points and definitely not in the title, but in the description, yes, you can. And another one here, look, a quote, every painting is a highway of imagination. This is really good. Exceptional quality at significant savings. You would not say this in your title. You would not say this in your bullet points. But again, it's okay to say this in your description, this kind of thing in your description. Now right here, there are some more features of the product. This is another little selling phrase, crafting to exacting standards. Okay to say things like that. And just some more information about the product. Your paints are an investment. That's really good. I really like that. What that is doing is that when a potential customer reads that, subconsciously they're thinking that these are paints that are really worth something. They're really valuable. They're high value. So even though these paints are not expensive, That's what this little sentence here puts across. Your paints are an investment. So that's pretty clever. And here we just have some information about telling the potential customer what to do to keep the paints in good condition. And here we have the no risk guarantee. It is not necessary to put this at all on your listing because everybody on Amazon knows that they are already backed by Amazon's guarantee. But if you want to put it on there, there's nothing wrong with putting it on the description. It would never go in the title and it shouldn't go in the bullet points at all. In fact, you'd be wasting a bullet point. But you can put this, if you like, in the description and click the add to cart at the top of this page now. That's okay to put that. That's a call to action. I don't think it's necessary, but anyway, there's no harm in it being there. Okay, so that's descriptions, the least important part of your product listing, but still important. Still put the effort in to make your description the best it can possibly be. When we are on the lectures that show you how to physically create your listing in your Amazon seller account, I'm going to be showing you a few tricks on how to do this sort of thing. So how to bold some of the text to make headlines, how to make spaces so that you've got paragraphs and spaces between the text. I'm going to show you how to do all that once we get to the relevant lecture. So I'll see you in a minute.